All right. Hey, look at here, ladies and gentlemen. We are here tonight. I don't even know what night it is.
I think it may be.
Is it 11?
Day 11.
Let
That's
me
your
double
favorite
check.
number, by the way.
No, 11 is my favorite number. I got a jersey, football jersey with number 11 on the back of it because that number it means a lot to me.
Mm-hmm.
I remember getting I think I got pulled over for my tags not being right. But anyway, late at night when I looked at the ticket, the time on the ticket was 11:11. I called my lady that I was dating at the time to tell her that I was in distress. I was in trouble, almost got arrested. And she was asleep and said, "Oh, okay, well, talk to me tomorrow." This one right here. Oh, my goodness. But here we are. We got through. We made it through. That was hilarious.
Yes.
I said, okay, this one right here. This is an interesting one right here. Hey, ladies, gentlemen, young and old, welcome from around the world, from wherever you are, morning, noon, afternoon. We want to thank you again for coming out and participating in this marathon. Karen, say hi to the people.
Hello. Welcome to day number 11.
I can't believe it. I'm feeling it, though. I think I'm not going to shave the rest of the marathon.
Oh, but that's going to be interesting.
I think I'm just going to keep letting it grow and see what happens. Y'all can let me know with your feedback as it starts to come in. Should I keep it going or let it go?
It is so good to see you all, and we are just thrilled to have day number 11 here to continue this conversation on focus. We're talking about so many different areas, and the conversations have been so good. Like, I didn't know what to expect. When we embarked on this journey, had no clue what to expect. And tonight is going to be another good one.
So recap real quick. Wow, we've had a lot in this week. We've talked money, we talked finance, we talked marriage, we talked, what did we talk about last night?
Career transition.
We
talked fitness.
Woo. Tomorrow we have
another
Fitness Friday. Mm-hmm. Oh my! Look, if you are new tuning into this, don't miss out.
Yeah.
Tomorrow we have another Fitness Friday, and it is around the subject of diabetes.
Yeah.
We have a superstar that's going to come on the camera and talk about how they personally just knock diabetes out of here.
Mm-hmm.
And it was no super potions, no magic pills. They just did it the right way. And they're going to come here tomorrow and show us how, if it's you dealing with it or if it's someone we know or love, we're going to get help tomorrow. So y'all come here tomorrow.
Make sure you tune in.
Yeah. And tonight is just like the other nights. Mm-hmm. Another great night. We have another great lineup, and we are so happy and pleased to have a dynamic sister in the house tonight.
Yes.
I would say she is probably one of the most energetic people I've met. I remember meeting her at a function. I think it was over one of your relatives' house, and she was going around saying, "Hi, my name is." I was like, "Wow, this is amazing." And I never forget that. I never forgot that. It's about the impressions that you leave on people. And that will always be in my heart and dear to me. So let's go ahead and get into this conversation tonight. Tonight, we're going to have a conversation around change in your community. Mm-hmm. How do you do it? Where should you start? And everybody has an opportunity to chip in. So we're going to get into that. So let's go ahead. I know people are waiting. And introduce our guest for tonight.
All right. So tonight we have coming Mrs. Alita Gaskill. And let me just tell you a little bit about her. As Antonio said, she has a lot. She has a lot going on in her life. She's doing so many different things. And we're so proud of her and so proud that she has agreed to join us this evening. She's a native Washingtonian. And she served for over 25 years as a police officer. She actually retired in 2020 with the rank of lieutenant. During her tenure, she held several command positions. She also worked as an investigator, including as a street narcotics investigator, sexual assault investigator. She has been doing a lot. And she was also a community advocate. And she coordinated for seniors and law enforcement together through the SALT program. She has been instrumental in community policing. And y'all, she has won numerous awards and citations and commendations. We're just so excited to have her. She's currently an adjunct faculty member at Bowie State, and she's also pursuing her PhD in criminal justice leadership. Criminal justice leadership, y'all. We are so excited to have Miss Alita Gaskill. Would you just show her some love in the chat and welcome her to the conversation?
Oh my goodness, Alita!
Hello.
Oh my God. I am so happy that you are here with us tonight.
Yes.
We are just going to sit down. Now, for those of you who are viewing or listening, Karen just touched the surface of her bio and the things that she's done and doing.
Yes.
That's what we're talking about tonight. Not she's doing things that are really just impacting the community. And if you impact the community, you can impact the neighborhood. If you can change a neighborhood, you can change a city. And if you can change a city, come on, y'all, you can change a state. And if you can change a state, you going for the nation.
That's right.
If you can change one nation under the groove.
Getting down just for the funk of it.
All right, let's stop. All right.
Taking me back.
Taking you back, right? So Alita, we just want to have like a cafe kind of style conversation with you about making lasting, impactful change just in your local community. It doesn't have to be global, although it's easier to do something globally now because of the pandemic. But there's some elementary things that we can do that will have lasting impact in our homes and our community. And we just want you to rap to us a little bit about, what can we do?
Where can we get started?
What are your thoughts about change in general from a leadership? Because you've been on both sides of the fence. You've been a peace officer, high-ranking peace officer. I was very impressed with that. And you've done some stuff in the private sector, and you talk. Your faith is just off the chart. So just dive in, and we're just sitting at the coffee table, and we just want to talk to you about what can we do first.
Well, first of all, let me say thank you. It is an honor to be sitting at the table with the chiefs.
You need to stop.
It is a pleasure and an honor, and I don't take it lightly that you have given me this opportunity to sit and chat with you all and chat with the community, chat with the people. So, and thank you for reading just a little bit about my bio.
Your bio is truly a work of art.
It is.
You go ahead and just finish the book. That's how deep you are as an individual. Just go ahead and finish the book.
Like it's on the way.
It's on the way. All right.
Awesome. But yeah, so that's just me. That's just me and who I am. I love to be in the community. I love to make change. That's the big thing. Wherever I am, it's my goal to make a change, make an impact wherever I am. And basically, in order to make that change, it begins with you. It begins with you. And it begins with me. And that's where I started with myself and where I wanted to make a change. And in my different arenas, I'll just start with currently, I currently work as the Assistant Director of Safety and Security at the First Baptist Church of Glenard. And I have the pleasure to work at the place where I worship. And it is a pleasure to be there, and I get to work in the community, and I've had the opportunity to delve into so many things to make a change. And I like when you talk about my personality, because that's a part of it. I love to be relational, and that's a key, is building relationships, and just and meeting people and talking to people and getting to know people has been impactful with me starting to make change. And I was just going to give one example. Is we we had the opportunity to do a vaccination clinic at the church, and I had the privilege to design the safety and the traffic plan for that. And then we had tons of volunteers, people who wanted to get out there and to help be a part of this phenomenal event. And I had the opportunity to collaborate with the those volunteers who wanted to be outside in the elements. And so, in dealing with those people, just think they had to deal with the hot sun, the rain, and you have to want to be able to do that. And they really wanted to help. And I just gathered them up, and I would come through, I would pray with them. And then, I'm out there with them doing a job, and they loved it. They loved it. They appreciate the organization. And when people come in, when they came into the parking lot and got their vaccination and came out, they made comments that, wow, it was great from the beginning to the end. And so we couldn't take it take it lightly that if the traffic plan was just something to do. No, we needed to make it great. And, I was glad to be a part of that, and to work with so many volunteers who in the elements, just out there making change.
What I'm hearing is you're absolutely right. Ladies and gentlemen, if you run into Miss Alita, the atmosphere is going to change. If you're feeling like, oh, I don't know, I don't want to do this, she's going to come around. Hey, what's going on? That's what she's going to do. But so I say that because change that's internal first. So you got to want it, right? I mean, you got to want it yourself a little bit, right? I mean,
absolutely.
You got to fight for it. Remember, sometimes when I doing a class, I would tell people, fight for it, fight for your opportunity. And so to put a smile on somebody's face, you have to be intentional about bringing joy to people and just seeing people happier. So I think we're kind of like brothers and sisters in that, because I like to make people happy. I like to see people smile, and it wounds me when people are unhappy.
Yeah.
I'm like, what's going on? Talk about that call. Because I think for you, it's more of a calling.
Yeah, you know what? I agree with you. And it is such a blessing, because, and I grew into it, because I grew up shy, and no one would ever believe that I was an introvert as a child.
I say the same thing and people don't believe me. I did not open my mouth, but go ahead. You got the mic.
Yeah, so that's how I grew up. I didn't talk a lot. And as I got, as I matured and got older, and just coming into who I was, and I realized, like, wow, like, me talking to people was impactful, which kind of shocked me a little bit. And I just kind of grew into that, and just being relational with people and talking to people and sitting down with people. And when I'm talking, they're interested in what I'm saying. So, so that made me do more and more talking, and, and sharing my testimonies, because it hasn't always been easy. I've had some struggles to deal with, but I love to share my faith. I love to share my testimony with people, and it encourages people, and it pulls them in, and it helps to change them and want them to do some of the things that I've done. And that's what, it's really been awesome to be able to share some of the things that I have had the opportunity to, change some people's lives.
See, look how you leaned into that. So was there a defining moment, because you became a peace officer? So what was that about?
Um,
And but even before then, was there something that happened, or was there a defining moment when you said, you know what, this is something I'm going to continue to do no matter what?
so believe it or not, and I haven't shared this story, but early in my life, my parents separated when I was really young,
Mhm.
and which caused me to not have a great relationship with my dad.
Mm.
And so, but as I matured spiritually, I was like, you know what? It doesn't matter that he wasn't in my life a lot, but you know what? I think I need to start now. And I was an adult when I went to my father and I forgave him for the things that went on in our lives. And I was like, you know what? Let's move forward. And this was the pivotal turning point. And he he was so happy. He was so happy. And, with that, he actually walked me down the aisle. And you see the smile right here. I got that from my daddy. And when I tell you, he smiled from ear to ear
Oh
all the
man.
way down the aisle because he had, I had forgiven him and I gave him that opportunity to be in my life. And that forgiveness was real.
Hmm.
And, that was really it. That, believe it or not, that was it. And that helped me to start to, just say, hey, change my perception about things. It's not that big of a deal. Okay, it happened. Let's
Hmm.
move forward.
Right. So that, and when
That's
you're
good.
saying that, talking about changing perception, it makes me think about having a vision for what you'd like to see in your community or in your home, in your neighborhood. What kind of vision did you have? You see, your perception is changing. What kind of vision did you have for your community that you said, I want to do something so I can see that vision come to pass? What kind of vision did you have?
So I'm a server and
Okay.
I love to serve. So my vision, so this has always been, I love leadership. Leadership is my thing. And I just wanted to make an impact in the community. And so I'm gonna step back a little bit because I began my career in computer science.
No, I didn't know. Okay, that one.
I have an undergraduate degree in computer science, okay? And I transitioned into law enforcement because I wanted to be in the community. I wanted to be outdoors. I wanted to be with
Okay.
the people. I changed my whole career to law enforcement. And evidently that's where I was supposed to be because
Mm-hmm.
I had the honor of serving for 25 years.
Hmm.
And while I was on the police department, I had an opportunity. Now, being a police officer, I'm right there in the nitty gritty with the community and
Mm-hmm.
being able to talk to people. And I did community policing for a number of years where I worked with explorers. I love young people, and I did this. This is unheard of. So while I was a patrol officer, I volunteered to work with the youth. Most people, most police officers who do community policing are in the unit and work with the Explorer program or other programs. I did it while I was in patrol because that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to make a change, and it didn't matter that I had to work patrol and in order for me to connect with the youth. And these youth, man, these people, they are still a part of my life today.
Hmm.
Today, one of the explorers, he's about to retire, and we still have a relationship.
Wow.
I saw him from a kid growing up to an adult as a police officer, and that really really touched my heart because I have had that opportunity to be a part of his life and to see him grow
Hmm.
into his career as a police officer.
You
Wow.
must have started being a police officer at like an age
Eight,
five.
eight, 5 or
I
8 years
mean,
old. I'm like, what? She said it was after she switched majors and, no, she
Yes.
got her degree and then decided that she wanted to
Right.
do something different. Now, these are the kind of stories that we don't hear about policing.
Yeah.
And I know is that because I have a lot of police officer, as friends, and I almost became a police officer.
Wow.
Look,
I didn't know
I
that.
almost went down that path. Y'all are a special breed. Y'all hold a special place in my heart. So love it. So did you wanted to say something? I don't want to keep asking all the questions, but it's just
Well, we were talking about vision. So you were starting to give us the backdrop.
Yeah.
So tell us more about
Okay.
what kind of vision you had, and what you wanted to bring, through your work as a police officer. What type of vision did you have as far as what you were seeing in the community?
So again, what I wanted to impact young people,
Mm-hmm.
and I love the seniors. I just absolutely love the seniors, and so even like I said, I worked with the youth while I was a patrol officer, and then I transitioned into community policing, and I wanted to help them to reach their career goals and to see them through the things that they wanted to do in life, because everyone that was an explorer didn't want to be a police officer, but it didn't matter. And then I had the privilege as a community officer to work inside of a senior center or a senior apartment building.
Mhm.
And so just being there, and a lot seniors love to talk to people. So, they would
Mhm.
come to my office and I would just let them just open up and talk. And that just made them feel good, just to have someone to talk to. And, that was my making an impact with people, and that made them feel good. I did safety presentations for them, because a lot of times they didn't know, how to stay safe, how to keep safe. They prey, a lot of criminals prey on seniors with fraud.
Mhm.
And
Mm-hmm.
Still
I
today. Yep.
still today, and I still give presentations. I just last week gave a presentation at our church to our senior ministry, and I gave a safety presentation about fraud and how to help them to keep them safe. So I still do that today, from 20 years ago to today, because I just want them to be safe, and however I can help them to to just do better, to move forward in life. So
Yeah. So you're a superhero. You have the policing as a platform for you to have access to be able to get to people. Some of the people that are on the call are like, I don't have the same access she's had to the community, or the protection that you have being in the community. that could be like, oh, I'm not getting out there. However, with that being said, are there some, because this webinar or talk is about taking the next step. So are there some practical steps that someone listening can say, hey, you know what, maybe I could do it, or maybe I'm afraid to step in and do something? What would you say to someone who's like, all right, I don't know if I have a place. I'm not a police officer or a peace officer. I don't know what to do. And can I do anything?
okay. So yes, you can. It doesn't matter where you are. So what is it that is near and dear to your heart? What everybody has gifts and talents that you want to bring to the table, or you want to help someone with, because God gives us all gifts and talents, right? So it depends on what it is that is near and dear to your heart. It could be finances, and you want to help people with finances. And I'm going to bring up our church, where we have hundreds of ministries. And
Mm-hmm.
and there's a ministry for everything, and people have the opportunity to use their talents in finance, use their talents in fitness, different photography, dance, whatever it is that is near and dear to you, that you want to give back, that you want to help to get involved. There are places to go, and there are places in your community that you can reach out to in your own community. How about in your own community? And you can start to help people in your neighborhood, people that you know, people that you're close to. So it doesn't have to be, I wasn't always a police officer. You know, I did do it for 25 years, but before I was a police officer, guess what? I work with kids at Saturday Academy because I love young people. So this was long before, this was when I was in college, you know. So I took the time to work with youth and teach them, you know, about math and English because I wanted to give back. I wanted to get involved. So it doesn't matter, you know, if you're a police officer or not. So you can reach out to others.
You can start where you are.
Right.
I'm going to tell you a quick story, and I'm going to give Karen the mic. When I grew up in D.C. inner city, and not a lot of grass around. There was where grass was supposed to be, but it wasn't there. It didn't. It said, "I'm not staying here. Why would you stay here?" The grass left. The grass said, "I'm out of here." But
I was in that area too.
Okay. We played a game called Four Squares. Some people might not even know about that, but we would just make, our imagination was if there was a space, we could play a game. So we play Four Squares because there was 4 concrete blocks in the street or on the wall, on the sidewalk, and we played Four Squares. It's the game where you just knock the ball around, you passing each other, and you're trying to trip each other up. But anyway, I say all that to say, every now and then I would just take the broom and just sweep the front of the apartment, or pick up a bottle, or pick up something. So it doesn't have to be a grand event to start change. So you can go out in your neighborhood right now and you see that trash sitting right there on the curb.
You can start right in front of your house.
You can start pick up that trash that you left in front of your house. How about that, right? That'll help the community if you pick up your trash. How about picking up your trash? But those are little small practical things you can do, and it could grow because it could cause momentum. I think that's what, you start something small, and then somebody, you know how you're looking out the window, you got the blind and you're looking out. So somebody is going to see that, and then they're going to say, well, I could have done that. Nick, I'm going to help. And then could we do that when it snows? When it snows,
that's a good one.
I get the shovel. Now, y'all don't understand. Karen's like, do you know these people? I'm like, babe, I don't know them. But if I see a neighbor or somebody in distress, I'm like, hey, you need any help? And she thinks I'm like the mayor of the community because I'm like, hey, everybody,
It's not when it snows. It's when it's warm out. And people are like, hey, how you doing? I'm like, do you know that person?
I'm like,
but
baby,
that's
really
been always. That's been always.
But that's me, with that Southern kind of hospitality thing happening. But you don't have to be a major star.
Yeah.
You don't have to be a philanthropist. You could be you and start where you are. And that's what I love about changing your community. It can start where you are. Okay. Yeah. Now you got through your policing time, and now you passed that. You actually got to be high ranking as a police. What was the highest rank you got as a police officer?
I retired as a lieutenant.
Look at this. Look at this, man.
Yeah.
Look at this.
Prince George's County Police Department. I'm proud to say that I had the privilege and the
you did a good job. You did a good job. All right. So now post policing.
Post policing. So you're still involved in safety, which is big. What are some other? So safety, I think, is huge in probably a number of communities. What are some other things that you have seen or maybe heard about in talking to community leaders that are of concern to people in their communities? What are some things that you've heard about?
Phew, it's a lot of concern. So, well, let me just start with policing and just being a leader in law enforcement. And a lot of concern is with police officers. And, police officers used to be officer friendly. And the concern is like, the police aren't officer friendly anymore. A lot of people, unfortunately, are afraid of police, and that's a big concern in our community. And as a leader, as a servant leader, that's always concerned me. And I wanted to be that voice to show that all police officers aren't bad. There are more good police officers than
Mhm.
bad police officers. And serving in my community and giving back and walking alongside and developing relationships, I wanted to be that person to show that, guess what? There are good police officers out here,
Mhm.
and that's been a major concern. And one of the things I just want to share real quick is that I am an adjunct professor right now at Bowie State University, but how I got there was volunteering to talk to young people
Mhm.
about policing. And I went to a criminal justice classes, and I just was an open book. I was like, hey, guess what? A lot of people are concerned, young people are concerned about whatever you want to know, ask me, and I'm going to give it to you straight, no chaser.
Mhm.
Whatever you want to know. And they loved it because it was things that they didn't know about.
Right.
They
Right.
wanted to know, like, why does why is it three police officers that pull up to me when there's a traffic stop? And I volunteered, and it helped change some of their lives. And some of them, you know, they became police officers.
Get out of here. Get out of here.
Yes. Some of the students that I had the opportunity to lecture to became police officers and are on the police department right now.
That's
And
wonderful.
that was me giving back to them because I wanted them to understand, what different things were about. And I had the opportunity to, even at our young people at church, to give presentations to our Unashamed Youth Ministry and
Mhm.
talk to them. And the pastor queen, the pastor of our youth, gave my husband and I a platform to really give them the opportunity to talk to us, ask questions about things, parents and children. So those are some of the things that I just had the honor and privilege to do, to give back because of concerns in my community.
Well,
And
look. Go ahead. No, no, go
I
ahead.
was going to say, I love the fact that you kind of pull back the veil, if you will,
That was
to
good.
give some insight on what policing can be like, what it can be about. And the fact that some of those students then said, you know what, I want to get on the force is really critical because I've heard of programs where where communities try to grow their own police officers so that there are people who are from the community who understand, the community, they understand, the culture, they are a part of the fabric of the community. And so for them to be policing that community is so critical to having those relationships almost in place,
Yes.
when they step in and have the blue uniforms on and the shield or whatever. But having it come from your own hometown, I think is a really important factor, when we're looking at trying to better those relationships between the communities and our police forces.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that. Well, you got one big up about you give a great presentation. So
Thank you.
thank you, Miss Bird,
Thank
about
you, Ms.
that one.
Bird.
Misconceptions. When you're talking to the students or just anyone, and they have a question, what do you find are the maybe top three misconceptions about policing today in today's kind of culture?
Oh,
Because I remember, and here's why I asked that, because I remember when I told the story about me getting pulled over, the officer came up and said, "Yeah, your back light is out." I said, "Oh wow," because see, I'm a hoot when it comes to it. I said, "Oh really?" I was like, "Thank you for pulling me over. I'm so glad that you pulled me over because I didn't want to get on, put on my brake, and then somebody not see it, and then we have an accident. So I'm so happy you pulled me over." She was like,
that's good.
"Okay," but no, she goes back. And I said, man, she's taking a long time to write up, to check my stuff. And then a car comes up. I said, okay, maybe this is a trainee. And they train it, they're coaching. Then the third car come up. And I said, well, dang, they really serious about a light being out. I my license and stuff was jacked up, as you know, it was messed up. I wasn't right. I didn't know it though, and they could have arrested me that night. And they said, "Where do you live?" I said, "I live right there." And they said, "We're gonna follow you home, and you need to take care of this first thing in the morning." I did, but I could have messed that up. You know what I'm saying? I could have blew that out of proportion. But what are some of the like top 3 misconceptions that people have about approaching or being approached by police officers?
So I'm going to start with one, and this is a phrase that I hear time and time again, that they don't have anything else to do. Like, they don't have, I mean, you could go out there and catch the real criminals. Why are you pulling me over, like you said, for your tail light out? So, but believe it or not, your tail light could prevent you from having an accident. And a police officer is pulling you over so that you can get it fixed, and some officers, you don't have to get a ticket. They can give you equipment repair order, just just so you can get it fixed. But the immediate thing is that you're just harassing me. And that's not true, because the goal is to save your life, to keep you safe, and not just pull you over just because we don't have anything else to do, or they don't have anything, because that's their job. And as a manager, commander, it's my expectation if a police officer sees a vehicle with their headlights out, they need to pull them over and let them know so that they can get that fixed.
How many headlights got to be working? Oh, snap.
So, and it can help, it can cause an accident, believe it or not.
Okay. So that's number one. What's the second
one? That if you get pulled over, you're going to get arrested. So, and there's a lot of fear in that, and I can understand why, but some people feel like if they get pulled over, they're going to get arrested, and it's not true. And and it's always important to just hear what the officer has to say. And they could just walk up to you and say, "Hey, your headlight is out. Hey, your tag light is out." Or they may ask you for your driver's license and registration. And even though they may go and they may take a minute, so when they take that few minutes, they have to run your driver's license, your tag through the system. And a lot of times you don't know that it could be something else going on. Because police officers, there are other officers out there doing things, and they have to go through the dispatcher, and it may take a minute because something else is going on for them to get back. So when it's taking a long time, it's like, oh God, I'm about to get locked up. And it's just not the case. And the third thing, when there's a lot of fear when, I know you say, when there's 3 police officers that roll up and you're on a traffic stop, it's for safety. And in Prince George's County, police officers ride alone, and their backup is another vehicle. So you may think like, oh my goodness, it's 2 cars rolling up, they about to drag me out the car. No, it's for the safety of the officer. And so it's like a backup. They're coming to back that officer up to help them out, to make sure that you and the officer are safe. And then if it's a third officer, a lot of times an officer, because everyone hears, all the officers that are working here, the traffic stop on the radio. So guess what? If they're in the area, they're going to stop just to check to make sure everyone is okay. It's not that all the police officers are coming to get me. No, it's just a safety thing.
Yeah, I've gotten out of so many. Is my name posted up here? I don't want them.
Let's maybe leave that. I'm just playing.
But no, attitude is everything.
Oh my goodness gracious. You listen. And this is I'm just going to grab hold of that, because that's one of the things that I tell the young people. your attitude makes a difference. I was like, listen, and if an officer don't get an attitude because they pull you over, just if they ask you for your license and registration, just give it to them. That's okay. Don't get mad. Don't get frustrated because you've gotten pulled over. And my husband and he was a police officer too.
He's a speeder too. He speeds. Where is he? I know he speeds. I've talked to him. He speeds. Go ahead.
So, and most people, when they look at us, they're like, good cop, bad cop. I'm the bad cop. But when I promise you, and when if I was to pull over someone, and you have an attitude, guess what? I'm not gonna fuss with you. I'm not gonna argue with you. Guess what? I'm just gonna write you a citation. It's not. I'm not gonna argue with you. You settle it in court. And some officers may say, guess what? Thank you for sharing that. Have a great day. Has that ever happened to you?
Well, I tell you what has happened to me. I've gotten pulled over several times. I won't say how many. And they were like, you're speeding? And I was like, man, you got me. Yep, I was speeding. And I said, you know what? I went around this one car and I was trying to get up there and stuff like that. And they was like, man, slow down, dude. I said, you got me. You got me. Sometimes I think I throw them off when I'm so honest with them. And they say, don't you're speeding? I said, I thought I was speeding. I thought I was over that thing, man. I was trying to slow down, but you got me.
It matters. It's just like building relationships. When
That's all
what I mean, it matters. When you're kind to one person, the kindness is reciprocated.
Yeah. All right, cool. This is good stuff. So
that's good. Yeah.
You want to get back to the steps because I want to bring up Mark has a comment about he got a question. Mm-hmm. You ready for a question?
Yes.
All right, cool. Here we go. Here's a question from Mark. He says, I'm from New York, living in a development
in Maryland.
Okay.
I'm from New York. Living in a development in Maryland is nice, but new. I'd like to develop a relationship with my neighborhood police officer. Is this recommended? If so, how can I initiate that?
Woo, that's a good one.
Oh, that's
talking about taking steps, right?
Yes, Mark, that is a great step to take. And so in Prince George's County, and I'm sure other counties, I'm just going to relate to Prince George's County. We have officers, community police officers, just like I told you, I was a community police officer. For every area, there is a community police officer, and you can call your local police department or and if you live in Prince George's County, I'm not sure where in Maryland that you live. If you go on to the Prince George's County website and go to the police department, it will tell you every district station in Prince George's County, and you contact the local district for where you live and ask for who is my community police officer. And your community police officer will come out and they will do neighborhood watch meetings or whatever your community. Oh yeah, Beach Street. Okay, that's District 2. That's District 2, and I work there. And you can call. I'll give you the number.
Well, y'all connect and take care of that.
Yeah.
What is the role of a because you said this a few times. What's the role of a community officer?
So a community police officer each community police officer has an area that they are responsible for. And I'll just use Beach Street for an example. For that community, if they want to build a neighborhood watch group, the community officer will help them do that. If they having problems in their area, like speeding, you contact your community officer and they will come out, assess the area, and they would their squad or maybe get a police squad to do radar checks and to help speeders slow down, or any problems that you're having in your community. they're there to help. Or if you need help, if you want a presentation, or you want to know the stats of the crimes in your area, your community police officer can help you get those things. Whatever you need, it's like that officer for your area. What anything you want to know or you need related to your community, you can reach out to your community officer and they will help you get it.
You teaching. I did not know that.
Yes.
I did not know that. And I've been around a lot of police officers for some reason.
It's a benefit. And you know what? You just have to reach out to them. And guess what? When you do that, it causes the police officers, they will visit your community on a regular basis. Just reach out to them.
Mm-hmm.
And if and even if you're out of town, so this is another nugget. If you're going to be out of town for, let's say, a month, and you want the police to come by and check to make sure everything's good, all you have to do is reach out to them, and they'll put a check on your home. You can request that, and they'll put it in a roll call book. And each night, when whatever squad is coming up, they'll come out and check your area.
Okay.
This is good stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, so if somebody wanted to have you out to give a presentation, whether it be a safety presentation, how do they typically connect with you?
So you can.
Is this a work in progress?
Yes. So
Okay.
I'm in the process of actually putting together my new Facebook page, Instagram page.
All right. Cool.
And yeah, it's gonna be Smile for Life. So yes.
So you just said that. Tell me you have the
I
domain,
do.
right? You just said that out on. You do have the domain, right?
Yep. It's I did the Instagram page. It's already up.
Okay. But you
yeah,
purchased that domain, Smile for Life.
Not yet.
Okay. Stop what you're doing. Go grab that thing right now.
I'm gonna do it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Go do it now. No, I'm just But as soon as we get off of this, go grab that thing and that. Oh man, I wouldn't have brought that up if I'd known you didn't have that yet. Go grab it. Here's another question for you. Let's bring this one up. With the increase in gun violence, how can you initiate or support a program such as a neighborhood watch without being considered a snitch? You know what? Oh no, you go ahead.
So with the gun violence, and I understand, we have on Prince George's County Police Department, and if you go to the website, like I mentioned before, you can give information and remain anonymous. You do not have to give your name, even if you call the police. If you call 911 and you hear gunshots in the area and you want the police to come by, guess what? You give them that information. And if you don't want to give your name, you don't have to do that. If you don't want them to come to your residence because you call, you can say that and they will not come. They will just drive through the area. You can remain anonymous. It is not required.
You know, that's funny you say that. I've had to call the police a couple of times. And then they would ask me, I didn't know about the website that you can go to. That's better. And they would say, okay, we'll check it out. When we finish, do you want the officer to come by? I said, no, don't come by my house. You're going to come by. Oh, you were the one who called? I was like, you better not come over to my house.
They always ask because some people want to see the police when they get there. Some people
Gotcha.
They always ask you that, but you do not have to. You say, no, I don't want them to come. No,
Yeah.
I don't want to give my name. No. So you remain anonymous.
So go ahead and do what you got to do. Go ahead.
I was going to say, so speaking of like rights you have with the police, because I think this is something big that comes up, can you unpack for us a little bit? So in that situation where someone may get pulled over, definitely be pleasant as much as you can, but what rights does the average citizen have? What do they have to share with the police and what do they not have to share with the police?
Oh, that's a great question. So if an officer asks you for your driver's license and registration, um, you have to give that to them.
Mm-hmm.
Is that state specific?
Is it what?
Is it based on what state you're in?
Every state, you
Okay.
have to do that. It
Okay.
doesn't matter where you live.
Okay.
You have to provide your driver's license and registration if asked. If not, you can get a citation for each.
Okay.
Um, if uh, if you get pulled over and the officer says, "I want to search your vehicle," and sometimes they'll say, "Can I search your vehicle?" You can say no. You don't have to. You don't have to say yes. And a lot of people get this confused and they get afraid because the officer said, "Can I search your vehicle?" And they're afraid. And like yes, even you don't have to. No, you do not have to let an officer search your vehicle. They have to have probable cause in order to search your vehicle. So know that that is not a requirement.
That's good.
That's good stuff. That's good stuff.
Yeah.
I'm just saying if you have any more questions here, or we're going to get to comments in a minute. Aside from questions, I just want you to know that what you've shared so far has been awesome.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's been awesome. I want to go help some people tonight. I'm like, okay, what can I do? What can I do to help out?
That's
Um,
good. That's good.
okay, so now we're breaking it. We're coming down closer to the people, their neighborhood. We're coming down their block now because we want to get the people out
Mm-hmm.
doing things. We
Yes.
want to get the people to volunteer because you said you ended up becoming an adjunct professor. Am I right? By
Yes.
volunteering.
Mm-hmm.
I want to make sure people didn't miss that.
Yes. I volunteered for about 7 years
Hmm.
because it was a passion for me. I
Right.
didn't care. I didn't need to get paid. So when you do
Mm.
something from your heart, it's okay to do it. And I love to do it. And the professor there saw my passion. And when he retired, he was like, "Hey, Alita, would you be interested in
Mm.
taking this class?" And he said, "If so, I'll recommend you."
Mm-hmm.
And he did, and I got the job. So
Bravo.
Yes.
yeah,
Bravo. That's good stuff. That's good stuff. But a lot of time people in today's society, if you're online, I'm gonna show you how to make $10,000 a month, and do that. And it's stuff you're not even passionate about the stuff, but you're getting
Right.
driven by the cash, the
Mm-hmm.
promise of cash. But
yeah,
there's something about passion.
yes,
Whether and people when they hear the word passion, sometimes they're thinking something. Oh, I love this. Sometimes passion can be something that you really um,
Have a burden.
have a burden with.
yes,
Mm-hmm.
yes,
So I'd rather see somebody that has a burden for something because when you have a burden for something, it lasts. Happiness can
Mm-hmm.
fade. Oh, this makes me feel so good inside. But when it doesn't, you lose it. But when
Right.
you have a burden for something,
oh,
like you just that's just your thing. You want to put a smile on people's face. You do it for free, and that when you do it for free, it actually your gifts will make room for you.
for you.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. That's right.
Oh my,
Yes,
oh my
yes,
God! Yeah, yes, yes.
that's right. Because that's exactly what I saw. I was like, my gift made room for me. I didn't ask for this. It just came to me. You know what I
All
mean?
right,
Mm-hmm.
you're helping
Mm-hmm.
me tonight. This has been the theme going forward, where people are talking about passion, purpose, grace. Not grinding, but allowing grace to move you through the place where you need to be. Oh man, this is so good. All right,
Absolutely.
so let's do this. So this is called taking the next step. What do you want us to do next?
So in taking the next step and making a change in the community, this is what a couple things I want you to do. One is change your perception. We talked about that. Change your mindset about getting out there and thinking it's negative or thinking about the negative things that are going on. No, think positive and know that you can make a change. So change your mindset, change your perception because it can make a difference. Number two, use your voice. Use your voice. Use what's in here. Y'all see, I use my voice and I go out there, I talk to people, and whatever is passionate for you, use it. Get out there, build relationships. It is so critical. It is so important to be relational because it is impactful. And serve, man, let me tell you something. Serving is so critical. And I've served, and I didn't share this earlier, but even as a commander, overseeing two shifts. But guess what I did as a leader? I served my troops. I helped them. I wasn't there just to watch over, just to see what they're doing right or wrong. No, I asked them, what did they need? How can I help them? I did it so much. They wanted to see me there. Because they knew I wanted to serve them. So serving is so critical. And last but not least, just get involved. Get involved. Take a step outside your front door. And like Antonio said, maybe pick up the trash and then maybe the neighborhood will come and join you. Well, just get involved in the area that is that burdens you or is passionate to you, and just get out there and just do it.
That's awesome.
I'm done. That was so good. That was so good. Hey, Alita, thank you.
Yes, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
That was good. Hey, very smooth. You're very smooth. Very smooth. It was nice. It was very nice.
Guess where I learned that from?
Where'd you learn that from? I'm interested to know. Where'd you learn that from?
Oh my goodness. From this awesome dude and this groovy chick. Their names are Antonio and Karen Cheeks. Yes. That's where I learned it from.
I love it. I love it. Because I'm watching you. I'm watching. I'm like, look, don't you mess this up. Oh my goodness. I got one more question for you. If you don't mind.
Oh, no, I don't mind.
All right, cool. Is that there are often vehicles on the street of our community with expired or out-of-state tags? They make the community looks bad. How do you address this?
Man, so that is a very good question. And again, one of the things you can do is reach out to the police department or the district station in your area and let them know, and your community police officer can address that. They will be the ones that can come and take a look at the vehicles, because you can, some people just call the police and dial 911. No, that's not something you would dial 911 for. Just call and they can address that situation. They can write down a tag number, find out where that vehicle belongs or doesn't belong, and have them towed, or find out what the violations are. So make sure that you utilize your community police officer in your community. They are critical and they can help you with things that are of concern for you in your community. Utilize them.
Yeah,
I have to say that's probably my biggest takeaway from tonight. I did not know about the community officer that we have. In your community, you have your personal community officer that's there for you. I did not know that.
Yeah.
Let me ask everybody a question that's listening to this. Did you enjoy this? Did you really enjoy this? Well, it was nice. I enjoyed it, and there's more to come. If this is your first time coming here, checking us out, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. I hate to sound like a commercial, but hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you'll know when we're back up again. We're doing 26 nights in a row, and we're just on 11.
Day 11. 15 more days to go.
I'm not going to shave until we finish. Thank you, Judah. Thank you. She just did. Thank you. Thank you for coming on board. Also, some of you are already connected with us outside of this platform on our email list. If you are not, because sometimes we'll put stuff out, we'll just write a blog or a comment, or we might have Alita put a motivational statement of the day. We might just send that through an email, nice and dirty, nice and quick. In this email, in the description, there's a link to our leadership, next step leadership community. Just go ahead and hit that link. It's very simple, name, address, and then connect. And that way you won't miss out on anything. Somebody is saying we should be doing what they say we should do after this?
A conference.
A focus conference. Mm-hmm. Don't know. We'll see. When we finish this, I'm going to take about 26 days of rest. Just relaxing. But no, go ahead in there, click on everything. Some people have been asking, what are y'all using to live stream with? Well, there's a link inside the description there, affiliate link there. And that's there. I think you get a free trial of it and stuff like that. It's really cool. It's simple, makes things pretty easy to get through and put yourself out there to the world. So go ahead and click that too. But more importantly, stay connected.
Stay connected.
Stay connected.
Yes.
Hey, Vaughn got a thumbs up. Sister Karen, that's a great question. Drivers' rights. Yeah, so they thank you for asking that question because drivers want to know. Mm-hmm. Drivers want to know. I say people like this, go home. Just get home. That should be the mission on both sides. The law officers and you is not worth it. Get home and fight it out in the courts. Just get home. It's not that big of a deal. And what's a ticket? What's a ticket? We paid some tickets.
I'm like, wait a minute.
we paid some tickets. So,
nobody wants it.
It's a love-hate relationship. So let me put it that way. Love-hate relationship. Mostly love. All right, guys. Look, we thank y'all for coming out. You gave us some nice advice, some nice parting words. You leaned into it. I like that, right? You leaned into the conversation. And
I love the last one. Get involved. That's the thing. Get involved. Same for us. We're taking that message to heart as well. So thank you so much, Alita, for joining us. Thank you for all that you shared. Thank you for your wisdom, your years of service. Thank you. Thank you
for having me. I appreciate you guys.
All right. Well, stay tuned. Don't go nowhere. For the rest of y'all jokers, as
see
my pastor would say, see y'all tomorrow. Don't miss a night. Oh, tomorrow's going to be really good.
Fitness Friday, how to get over diabetes. Come
if
back.
You or somebody make sure you come. Don't play around. We got a bunch of thank you. Donald Corbin, that was, look at your boy Donald Corbin. That was great. Yeah. Hey, hadn't seen him in a while. Hey, Donald. And Mark said, thank you. That's the biggest one. Thank you. Hey, y'all, good night. Take care.
Good night.
And we will gladly see you tomorrow. Same bat time, same bat channel. Take care now.